At one point in time, Playboi Carti and Trippie Redd were both some of the hottest rappers coming out of the 2017 SoundCloud era, with them even at one point working closely together, recording many fan-loved hits, a song that influenced an entire generation, and being given the opportunity to feature on an XXXTentacion song together. When the two interacted, fans always expected something big to come from them. However, the issue was, once Trippie's career began declining, Carti was no longer by his side, but he wasn't to blame. To try save his dying career, Trippie attempted to allegedly copy Carti's aesthetic, flows, lyrics, and even gave away Carti's verses from their past collabs to his friends, which Carti didn't seem to like. So how did Trippie and Carti's relationship begin? What were some of the altercations they got into, and where do Playboi Carti and Trippie Redd stand today? From an Instagram post Trippie Redd made in the February of 2019, Trippie stated via a message in the comment section that he and Carti had been friends since before he blew up, which, presuming the blow up he is talking about is when his song Love Scars began taking off in the early months of 2017, Trippie and Carti have been friends since around 2016 or 2017. This can be further illustrated using this rare picture of them together I found on Reddit, where Trippie had the black hair and Carti was wearing the iconic polka dot Supreme hoodie. Now, from the timeline we've made so far, their friendship would have been built around the time XXXTentacion had recorded his song Kill My Vibe, which on the released version on Spotify has a feature from the artist Tom G. However, there is an alternative version of the song with a Trippie Redd feature which was only a demo. However, there had also been an empty verse left for Playboi Carti, which was stated by the renowned ex-producer John Cunningham on Reddit, who produced Kill My Vibe. A fan first wrote on Reddit, "The Kill My Vibe verse should have been saved for someone else had Trippie decided not to be on it. I respect you guys always doing your best, but co-sign or not, Tom G should have never been near it." To which John Cunningham replied with, "What's supposed to be Carti?" telling us that Carti could have potentially had a song with XXXTentacion. However, from what it says on the song's Genius page, Carti had never in fact recorded his verse, meaning we will of course never hear this song as it was not recorded. However, I think if X had stayed alive, this song or another collab from the two would have definitely happened, as Carti spoke up on an interaction he had with X, where he stated how he thought his music was fire.
Did you have a relationship with X? X is also a part of that cover.
Yeah, man.
Right in front of you.
He was like the only dude I was really talking to in there too. And we was I went in the bathroom and he was washing his hands. He was like, "Yo, I like your music type." You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have locked in with him. You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those type of relationships, like you know what I'm saying? Went to BT, he was the only dude at BT. Like he was, when he died, I mean, Uzi was talking about it, like he was close. Like and he was very talented. Like, so like, you know, sad. It was very sad. When that happened, you know what I mean? I just started like any little small stuff I had with like old friends and stuff, I just started just getting back right with people. You never know when people go.
Now, the other time we saw Trippie and Carti in public was at the Jambalaya Music Festival in the May of 2018, where these iconic pictures of them were taken, which are some of the only pictures of the duo to ever exist. Just about a year after this, in the February of 2019, Trippie would make that Instagram post of him and Carti at the Jambalaya Festival with the caption, "This real life, my brother, love him to death," where he expressed how strong his and Carti's friendship is. In the comments, a fan would say, "Chill out, drop a song with him first," where basically the fan was saying Trippie was glazing, but Trippie would reply with, "We've got like 5 songs, but we've been friends since before I started to blow up," which I showed you guys earlier, where Trippie is stating that the two have 5 songs together and have known each other before Trippie blew up. Now, one of these songs Trippie would be talking about is the iconic Arm and a Leg song, which Trippie previewed himself on the 5th of February in 2019 on an Instagram Live, produced by Pierre Bourne. This song is a catchy hit from the two, but unfortunately for them, an unmastered and tagged version of the song leaked on the 28th of February in 2019. Another one of these songs Trippie is talking about is Alien Autopsy, which he previewed on the 16th of May in 2019 via a post on his private Instagram account. The post showed 2 videos of Playboi Carti playing the song in a studio with the caption, "Alien Autopsy, Alien Emoji." On the 17th of June in 2020, over a year after the song was initially previewed, Trippie confirmed that the song would be releasing on his artist Sunny 2.0's album, Been Boomin', via the comment section of one of Trippie's Instagram fan pages. Just 5 days later, on the 22nd of June, Sunny posted on Instagram that he would release the song on his album if he reached 10,000 comments and 100,000 followers. The next day, Sunny would go on an Instagram live where he played the song and gave fans some information surrounding the release. Now, the song would never end up dropping on Sunny's album, which was of course because Carti didn't want to give a feature to some random guy he doesn't even know. However, Sunny would still drop the song on his SoundCloud page featuring Trippie and Carti, where funnily enough he doesn't even have Carti's actual verse, just a low quality snippet version. Now guys, this was just the beginning of the many times Trippie had acted kind of snaky to Carti. Like in this scenario, him and Carti had clearly recorded a song that was intended only for their use. We for a fact know Carti didn't approve for Trippie to give away a Playboi Carti verse to one of his friends. I mean, the guy tried to release it without even getting it cleared. So yeah, throughout the rest of the video, there are tons of occasions where Trippie tries to quite clearly copy Carti and use his name to try save his dying career. Now, another song the two had recorded in 2019 would be called They Afraid of You. This song actually officially released on the 9th of August in 2019 on Trippie Redd's exclamation mark album, where Carti rapped one of his most iconic verses, which was a hit and loved by fans, especially with his newfound baby voice, with fans even saying things such as, "Carti's baby voice is like a drug, bruh. Every time I hear that I feel better. To think I used to dislike this man a year ago, SMH. And I don't know WTF Carti said, and you know what? I don't care, cause it took me to the moon." Where it was clear from the public's perception, Carti killed his verse. However, even though the song was a banger, it was mysteriously removed from streaming services 6 days after its release with no words from Trippie, Carti or their teams, which left fans in shock. Now, since no one from the inside would come out and explain why the song actually got removed, well, fans started theorizing. The first rumor that started circulating was the usual, you know, the label didn't clear it, their labels didn't come to an agreement to release the song, Carti didn't like his mixing, or that apparently there was an uncleared sample. But of course, for the fans, that was too much of a boring story. So the next thing that started circulating the internet was that apparently Trippie wanted to remove the song because his verse sucked and was outshone by Carti. Which personally, I'm not too sure. Like, in a sense of clout and money, if I was Trippie, I wouldn't care. My song is still getting millions of plays, bringing me loads of money and exposure to me as an artist and my album. However, it was definitely a valid theory. If you check any comment section of the re-uploaded song on YouTube, all the comments are talking about how mesmerizing and catchy Carti's verse is, with not even a single comment complimenting Trippie's part. The only comments that mentioned Trippie Redd were ones where they made fun of how much Carti outperformed him on his own song. Even using the timeline feature on YouTube, we can see the majority of people who listen to the song purposefully go straight to Carti's part instead of listening to the full song, which has Trippie's part first. In an interview shortly after the album released, Trippie refused to speak on why the feature was removed, where in a response to being asked why the feature was removed, he would say, "I don't know, you don't think I should just leave it as theories? Hell yeah, I should just let them be theories. They can just come up with theories about Playboi Carti, we gon' leave them in the blind." Trippie would also be asked by another interviewer why the feature was removed, where again, he just acted unresponsive.
Everyone was wondering what happened to the record, the They Not Afraid of You record with Playboi Carti. Everybody like, yo, where that shit at? Why he took it off? Like, that's been like a big thing that they kind of talking about. You have any like thoughts on that? Like, just what happened to it? Everybody's wondering like, what the fuck, where is that? What's going on with it? Like, why did you choose, or what was it that?
Fuckers playing Where's Waldo, huh?
You don't know, just find it?
Just find it.
Yeah. It wasn't important for you to have that on there? Just, did you give a fuck whether it was on there or not? Just whatever.
It was whatever. I mean, shit, it's whatever at the end of the day.
Yeah.
To be honest, that whole song even got ruined.
Got ruined?
Yeah.
However, in that clip, you may have also noticed that he did say that the song was ruined, where he could be alluding to Carti's verse and that he may have disliked it and even thought it ruined the song. Now, what was weird is that just a couple of days after the song was removed, Trippie Redd had decided to post Ruby Rose very exposed on his Instagram story. And if you're a longtime Carti fan, you would know that Ruby Rose is Playboi Carti's infamous ex-girlfriend, who he got arrested at LAX with back in 2017. So this could have been a diss at Carti, like, look at this, your ex-girlfriend is half exposed on my story. Now, this may have also been due to the fact that Trippie thought Carti was in fact copying his devil horn aesthetic, as a day before Trippie posted Ruby on his story, Playboi Carti had posted this image of himself with devil horns attached to his forehead. Now, this was in the October of 2019, but a couple months back in the May of that year, Trippie had released his Under Enemy Arms music video, where he himself was rocking the devil horns. So who knows who's biting who now, and what is actually going on behind the scenes. So overall, it seemed like Trippie liked the clout he was getting from this situation, especially after, from what I read, fans stated that in general they didn't really like the album, with some of them saying Carti's verse was the only good verse on the entire album, which is just embarrassing. Now, weirdly, in the October of 2023, the song would be put back on streaming platforms, alongside with other taken down Trippie Redd songs. However, it seemed like this was just some sort of glitch or mistake, as shortly after, these songs would be removed again. The next song the two had recorded in this 2019 period was called Exotic, which was first previewed on the 7th of April in 2019, when Music Mafia said they were selling it, who are an infamous leaker group. Now, the original version of the song was meant to be on Trippie Redd and Young Band's collab tape and had a feature from A1 Billionaire, so Trippie probably replaced Band's and A1 Billionaire's verses for a Carti feature, with the song unfortunately ended up leaking in full on the 22nd of May in 2019. So now, the final fifth song, which as I showed you guys earlier, Trippie said they have 5 songs together, is Perky 97. Now, you guys might be confused as this says on screen, K Suave featuring Playboi Carti. Now, first of all, most of you guys won't even know what a K Suave is, and if you do, well then you know for a fact he's not getting anywhere near Playboi Carti. Now guys, if we do some basic math, K Suave is signed to Trippie Redd, and Trippie has 5 songs with Carti, with the other 4 being the ones I showed you previously. So what had happened is Trippie had ripped off a Carti verse he had from one of their other songs and gave it to K Suave. K Suave originally previewed the song on his Snapchat story and then previewed it once again on his IG Live. He then said on a Playboi Carti fan page that he plans to drop the song the week of August 9th to 15th in 2020. On the 10th of August, K Suave posted an Instagram story that said, Friday pill emoji, with the pill referring to the name of the song, Perky, which was the one featuring Carti. Later that day, K Suave previewed some of his part of the song in another IG story. Then on the 13th of August, K Suave posted an IG story with a poll asking if he should drop the song now. Then finally, later that same day, K Suave said that he would release the song once he hit 10k on Instagram, with him already being at 9,750 at the time of making a post, which he ended up hitting 15 minutes after posting. And 10 minutes after hitting 10k on Instagram, K Suave released a song on SoundCloud only under the name Perky97. The track was deleted from SoundCloud just a day after its release for unknown reasons, although it is rumoured to have been because of the song never receiving clearance from Playboi Carti's label, which was quite obvious, right? Miraculously, on August 18th, the track was released along with 10 other songs on all official streaming platforms on the project Lovesick Deluxe. However, it looks like Carti's label sent a huge cease and desist to K Suave, as the entire project was soon wiped from streaming platforms. Now, this incident occurred just a month after Trippie had given his Alien Autopsy song to Sunny 2.0, which was also wiped from the internet after its release. So not only did these guys think they could get away with it the second time, but this was also the second time Trippie had given a Carti verse to one of his artists, which is just sad. Why are you giving away verses to your friends without Carti's permission just for a little bit of clout? You're ruining your own reputation, your artist's reputation, and your friendship with Carti for no reason. Now, as I've just stated, it would be in 2020 when Trippie gave away 2 verses, but it would also be in 2020 when Trippie in general started copying Carti, which fans really started to notice. It would first begin in the March of 2020 when Trippie Redd previewed a snippet titled Hello Kitty, which sparked controversy because of the song's striking similarities to Playboi Carti's unreleased track Neon. Some fans even believed that Carti was on the song because of how similar Trippie sounded to Carti's baby voice, even though Trippie had clearly put on his story Hello Kitty featuring Sunny 2.0. Now of course this song would be released and everybody just thought he was biting Carti. Now Trippie and Sunny would actually release another song called Star Power, where again they were completely flamed for copying Carti's vocal style and flow, where it almost sounds like an exact replica of one of Carti's most popular leaks, Molly, where the vocal fluctuations are the exact same. Now, the biting was seriously horrible. It seemed like Trippie and Sunny were not trying to hide it at all. Fans even started cracking jokes online that Trippie Redd was going to drop Whole Lotta Red before Carti himself due to his songs sounding exactly like Playboi Carti. Trippie would address the allegations though. First, a Trippie Redd fan page would post on Instagram where they shared their thoughts on the Carti biting allegations, where they wrote, Trippie didn't steal Carti's flow or style because nobody owns any specific style. Music is meant to take influence, and Trippie would see this and leave a comment under this post saying, these songs were made for him to use, he never used them so I dropped them myself and put my own artist on them. Sunny would also address the allegations where he would defend himself and Trippie by saying he's not copying a flow that Carti himself stole. So Sunny would make an Instagram post promoting his song Hello Kitty, where a fan would comment, why are you copying Carti's flow, clowns? To which Sunny would reply with, same reason why he stole his own flow, clown, where Sunny is alluding to the fact that Carti's flow is unoriginal, where he would then follow up with one word, Uno, where Sunny is trying to say that Carti's flow and sound is stolen from his once friend Uno the activist before abandoning him, which is like top 10 edgy facts about Playboi Carti that underground fans try to spread around the internet, but isn't entirely true as Carti didn't really just rip his flow and take it as his own. But this horrid biting would continue as Trippie would release another snippet where he copied Carti's bars.
What the fuck I be without my slacks? What the fuck I be without my...
So again, many of you will have heard the iconic Playboi Carti leak, Whoa, where Carti says, where the fuck would I be without my schletch, which Trippie literally copied and repeated himself. And there would be more. Trippie would once again steal Carti's lyrics, which can be seen from this video of the producer Nick Mirror working in FL Studio, where Trippie catches a flow using Whole Lotta, even saying Whole Lotta Red, which at the time was the title of Playboi Carti's highly anticipated album Whole Lotta Red.
Got a whole lot of red, got a whole lot of holes in my bed, got a whole lot of foes in my cups until I'm dead.
Now in the Playboi Carti song Neon, which Trippie bit before on Hello Kitty, well this time he copied the lyrics, as on the song Neon, Carti says, whole lot of bags, whole lot of cash, whole lot of hoes, whole lot of ass. As we can see, Trippie copied the whole lot of style, flow, rhyme thing. I don't know what to call it, I'm not a composer. Like, he cannot make this up, it's so embarrassing for Trippie. To summarize, he cut out Carti verses from his songs to promote his 1400 label artists, then his artist copied Carti, and he himself then began biting Carti on his solo songs. Trippie looked incredibly down bad. Now if I was Carti, I would be upset. Imagine you have worked your entire life to build your career with your own unique style, just for someone you have worked with before, your own friend, copy you multiple times and rip your verses off your guys' song and give them to random people you don't know. I'd be quite upset. I mean, Carti even spoke up on how he dislikes people copying him in an interview in 2019.
No, yeah, it's a dub. I don't like that, but I do like it. It's cool. But you realize that every artist that I fuck with don't sound like me. So, shit, sounding like me getting you signed, shit, rated 10. But you wanna be friends with me, show me something new.
Now before we move on to what Carti and Trippie got up to in 2020, I would like to add that Trippie would actually tease him and Carti have a collab project on the way. First, Trippie would make an Instagram post announcing his and Ian Dior's new song, where in the comments a fan would say, nah, drop that EP with Carti first, to which Trippie would reply with, sooner than later. But realistically, this was just another attempt at clout chasing to promote his new song instead of actually telling fans what was coming. which was just one of the many times Trippie used Carti's name for attention. Now for the rest of 2020, we wouldn't hear much of Playboi Carti and Trippie Redd, and that was until Playboi Carti had of course released Whole Lotta Red on the 25th of December in 2020, where on the song Punk Monk he said the line, "I was trying to sign Trippie Redd before they knew about Trippie," which is Carti announcing that he wanted to sign Trippie Redd to his own label before people really knew who he was. Now personally, everyone always goes crazy over this line, like wow, Carti wanted to sign Trippie Redd, but it never made sense to me. Trippie blew up before Carti with Love Scars in 2017, before the release of Self-Titled. So yeah, this bar just never made any sense to me. But Trippie did actually end up speaking on this so-called signing in an interview of Logan Paul, where he said,
Wait, who were you listening to at the time when you were coming up, either in Ohio or in Atlanta? Who were you listening to? And who were the architects of your sound? Because your sound is unique, bro.
Yeah, I was listening to like, shit, I still listen to Lil Wayne now. I was listening to like a lot of Lil Wayne. I was listening to like, Thug, shit, Drake, Uzi.
Yeah. Now, did you ever think you'd be working with him?
Playboi Carti.
Playboi Carti, you ever think you'd be working with him?
He hit me up early in my career. He wanted to sign me.
Crazy.
After the very interesting year of 2020 where Trippie copied Carti and gave away his verses, they still ended up releasing a song together in 2021. Trippie Redd would first preview a snippet of the now titled Mr. Rage all the way back on the 21st of December in 2020, which completely blew up and gained heavy traction as the song's intro went popular on TikTok. Fans would then start fantasizing of a Playboi Carti feature on this crazy snippet, which caused fans to start making remakes by adding Carti verses onto the snippet. Just 3 months later, on the 21st of February, a screenshot of Trippie Redd's group chat would be leaked, where Trippie wrote, "Who should I feature on Mr. Rage?" To which he would follow up with, "Need to go #1. Majority of the fans started suggesting Uzi to feature on the song, but then Trippie wrote himself, Playboi Carti. 1 month later, Trippie would confirm and also announce Carti would feature on the song, as he would make an Instagram post of their messages, where it wrote, now part of the messages are cut off, so I have to kind of guess what they said. So Trippie said, "I just want to say, I guess, amazing artist of verse, appreciate you and you the GOAT, something, to be on my biggest record." I'm guessing he said, "You the GOAT, glad you're going to be on my biggest record." To which Carti would reply with, "This is it, wow, crazy record." On the 4th of May in 2021, Trippie Redd finally released the cover art and announced the song's release 3 days later, where we would finally receive the highly anticipated Mr. Rage, which due to its immense popularity, played a part in revolutionizing the sound of the current generation of rappers coming through, pushing this entire rage sound. The song debuted at the number 11 position on the Billboard 200, which at that point in time was Playboi Carti's second highest ranking song on Billboard after Pain 1993 with Drake, and became Trippie Redd's highest ever Billboard ranking song, which previously was Fuck Love with XXXTentacion at the 28th spot, which I'm guessing Trippie is very grateful for, as he supposedly paid a hacker $12,000 in Bitcoin to hold the leak from being posted online. So even with a slightly awkward relationship in the past, the two managed to get a hit that some people even classed as the song of 2021, ultimately making history together. And 3 weeks after the song's release, they would also drop a music video, which honestly was insanely hard. But after Mr. Rage, it would be a really long time since we would hear of Playboi Carti and Trippie Redd again. After Mr. Rage, there was no real interactions between the two. A lot of fans were roasting Trippie Redd on social media though for trying to copy and rip off Carti's punk aesthetic due to similar outfits and branding choices. Which honestly I see. People say, oh, he's just following the trend, which right now is the all black punk image. But the leaders of that image right now is Carti and Opium. So yeah, the outfits, poses and face paint is potentially Trippie biting Carti. But as 2023 came around, Trippie was slowly rolling out his 5th studio album, Mansion Music. Now of course, fans speculated Carti would feature on this album as he was on Trippie's last album, Trip at Night. Leading up to the album's release in the January of 2023, a snippet would surface online of Carti and Trippie, titled Mansion Music, which was now their 6th collaboration together. Now as usual, a Trippie and Carti snippet has to go viral, which it would, especially as Carti displayed his newfound and deep voice on this particular song. However, once the album was released on the 20th of January in 2023, the song Mansion Music made it onto the album. However, Playboi Carti's verse was nowhere to be found. Now, Mansion Music wouldn't be the only album Trippie was dropping this year. In the summer of 2023, Trippie had also begun the rollout of A Love Letter to You 5, where as part of the rollout on the 17th of July, he would post 2 Carti snippets on his story, with one of them being the iconic Instagram Live where Carti previewed New Tank 2 days before the release of Whole Lotta Red, then the other story being what it seems like some sort of snippet from the Die Lit era around 2018. And the fan would even ask in the comment section under one of Trippie's posts, are we gonna see King Vamp on the album? To which Trippie edged the fans by saying, just might. But of course, Carti wouldn't make it onto the album. Trippie was just using his name for clout again. However, Carti did decide to share what he thought of the album's performance on Twitter. So Trippie's A Love Letter to You 5 ended up selling 32,000 album units first week, which is incredibly low for such a big artist like Trippie Redd. Now of course, all the rap blog pages were posting this news, especially with the fact a year ago, Trippie posted a video on Instagram poking fun of rappers who are selling 30k.
I need all the C-list rappers, nigga. We about to create Avengers of trash niggas, nigga. We gonna sell what? If we all put our 30,000 first week together, nigga, we gon' make a bill.
Which was ironic because now he is one of those rappers he was talking about. And Carti ended up liking one of these tweets of a blog page making fun of Trippie, which had the internet in tears, especially as it was one of the first tweets he ever liked in years. Now, no one knew if Carti accidentally liked it, or if someone was on his account, or if he was just sick of Trippie using his name for clout, so he wanted to get a pay shot back at him. And funnily enough, one of Playboi Carti's Opium signed artists, Ken Carson, would also diss Trippie Redd, but this time it was aimed at his previous album Mansion Music, where Ken would tweet, "Fellas will feature Jesus himself and nobody will listen to that effort," which is him coming at the fact that Trippie Redd had a feature on almost every single song. Now at this point in time, no one really knew where Carti's and Trippie's relationship stood. They had a hit record just a year beforehand, then Carti didn't clear his verse on Mansion Music, and now he's liking tweets of people poking fun of Trippie for falling off. It really didn't look great, and Trippie was definitely not making things better, as just a couple weeks later he would post a snippet online where again fans started accusing him of copying Carti, where fans left comments such as, "This shit is tragic, bro copies Carti every time and he needs to retire." So many of you will now have the perception of, damn, looks like Carti not messing with Trippie anymore. But then in the December of 2023, as Carti made a return to social media, he actually posted Trippie on his story, which showed that he still had love and respect for him. So even the two had an interesting year, Carti ended off the year by showing love and respect for Trippie. Happy to the ending year, right? Well, on the 25th of December, it seemed like Trippie Redd had dropped some sort of diss track on Carti. So him and Slime Cito would drop the song Pray For Me, where Trippie had the lines presumably aimed at Carti, where he said, "Hate when a fucked fool tryna diss me, hating on me but really on dick, tryna sign me, shoulda signed your bitch, keep the pups in the cage, lil bitch I'm a pit, 2015 when I was really robbing and trapping and serving on Magnolia in Rick Owens jeans." Which was obviously a diss aimed at Carti. The first line, "hate when a fucked fool tryna diss," is him referencing the fact that Carti liked the tweet of him selling 30k. Then again, he references Carti when he says, "tryna sign me, should have signed your bitch," which many of you will remember earlier from Punk Monk of Whole Lotta Red, where Carti said he wanted to sign Trippie Redd before anyone knew about Trippie Redd. And then the last line, 2015 when I was really robbing and trapping and serving on Magnolia in Rick Owens jeans, could be a reference to Carti's first hit song, Magnolia, but also the fact that he said he was in Rick Owens jeans in 2015, which is him potentially trying to fight back the rumors of the allegations of copying Carti's style, which is predominantly high-end fashion such as Rick Owens. So Trippie is trying to tell us he was wearing that brand before Carti in 2015. However, just a day after this song's release, Trippie would show love to Carti by posting his song at Meh on his Instagram story, which honestly is seems like he was either trying to make up for the fact he just dropped a song where he dissed him, or he was trying to cover it up. Either way, we can see these two have quite the toxic friendship. Now moving into the modern day in 2024, on the 12th of February, Trippie would post his DMs of Carti on his Instagram story, which has a pretty interesting backstory. So they would begin on the 12th of January in 2023, where Carti messaged Trippie saying, "Hey brah, call me." Then a month later, on the 14th of February, Trippie would message Carti saying, "Keep your head up twin, you unstoppable," to which Carti would reply with, "Thank you Tripp, we going diamond rage, can't wait to shift the culture again with you." So this most recent exchange of messages where Trippie comforted Carti and told him to keep his head up was when TMZ broke the news that Playboi Carti was arrested on felony assault charges for allegedly choking his pregnant girlfriend, Brandy, who is the baby mother of his second child Eve. Now of course, Trippie would know all about doing stuff like this, as in 2018, Trippie was allegedly taken to jail for assaulting a woman, pistol whipping her in the head. So even though they can't connect anymore through music, at least they have some other things in common. Then the following month in March, Trippie would post the iconic picture of him and Carti, which of course sent the internet into a spiral, as fans once again thought that Trippie had a collab with Carti on the way, even though they have been teasing a release together for the past 8 years, with only one of them, Mr. Rage, coming to fruition. Some fans were theorizing that Trippie was going to get Carti on his highly anticipated snippet, Bando Kid, which if I'm going to be honest with you guys, it is not happening. Right now, Trippie is currently falling off. Even though many of you will not want to hear it, his career is at a steep downwards trajectory, whilst Carti is the most popular rapper in the world right now, getting all the big hits and is getting ready to drop his immensely anticipated album. So the truth is, we will not be receiving a Carti Trippie collab anytime soon. And to end it all off, 3 weeks after posting this picture of him and Carti, Trippie would post himself listening to Punk Monk on his Instagram story, which has the infamous line, "I was trying to sign Trippie Red before they knew about Trippie." So to sum it up, Playboi Carti was very interested in Trippie Red at the start of his career. Obviously he wanted to sign him around 2017, then they had a lot of collab songs recorded together in 2019, but as Carti started outgrowing Trippie, after they recorded Mr. Rage and released it, it seemed like Carti wasn't interested in being friends with Trippie at all. I mean, even when Mr. Rage dropped, Carti didn't say a word about it, didn't promote it, didn't speak on it, anything. It's like he knew Trippie had a hit song ready, and he was like, okay, fine, you have a hit song, drop it, I want the money, I want the fame, but after that, or anything else, we're not doing anything. I mean, he didn't clear any of his other features for his albums, he pulled his feature back from They Afraid of You. It really seems like Playboi Carti does not want to affiliate himself with Trippie Red. And that's why I don't think they'll have a collab song or anything coming in the near future. I hope you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.